Good afternoon, guys, and happy Monday to all of our sunshiny faces, guys. Today has felt like I feel like I've got so much stuff done in one day. I honestly all afternoon pretty much, I was like, oh, the mailman should be coming and delivering my sales papers, because I thought it was Tuesday and that's when they normally deliver my sales papers. I was like, I should make my grocery list since I got so much done already, and I was like, wait, it's only Monday. I can't even start that yet. So yeah, guys, I finished so much stuff. It was amazing. Which I'm actually late to get in the shower right now because I was finishing up my lesson for today. I told you guys I'm taking that like online, like an online course, like a free online college course, and it's 6 weeks long. So I am on week 3 now, so I'm like almost halfway through. But I just started, I guess. I just started the lesson while I was watching the Cubs game, and I ended up finishing that up as well. So I just have the second part to the lesson to do tomorrow, and then can actually start on writing my paper already on Wednesday, and possibly even maybe do some of the outline tomorrow as well. Depends. But I woke up this morning not super early. Originally I actually think I woke up at 8 o'clock, but I don't think I actually got out of bed until about 9, and it was nice and somewhat cooler out today. It was not like 95 degrees. I think it was a high of 80 today, or maybe like 80 something, but in the low 80s I believe, so it wasn't too ridiculously hot out. Especially this morning I actually finished, I got all of the flower beds, all of them weeded, and was able to get actually all that stuff done. And then when my dad actually came home from work, he also trimmed the 2 bushes that are out in the front, both the forsythia bush and then also the burning bush, so they all look really nice right now. So I was like, oh my gosh, the whole garden just looked like everything looked so fresh, just because of like the burning bush, although it is actually very well manicured sort of and looks totally fine somewhat by itself without actually really needing to be trimmed, because we didn't trim it at all last year. 2 years ago was the last time we ended up trimming it. So the forsythia bush grows completely out of control, so it has to be trimmed several times normally during the year. But I just took like the hedge trimmers and sort of trimmed off some of the big stuff. My dad actually sort of like, you know, carved it into being a little bit nicer looking bush sort of. And then the same too with like the burning bush, where it might have like one sort of thing that sort of sticks out or something like that. It is pretty much at the point where it's not going to keep growing or have like one random, you know, piece that just is growing all crazy, whereas the forsythia bush looks like that a lot. So again, my dad took care of that, and I ended up, like I said, I gardened this morning and did all the weeding and all the flower beds. I got an entire huge wheelbarrow full of all of the weeds that were in there, and I finished that. It honestly took me about somewhere between 2 to 3 hours. I don't know exactly what time I got outside, but I was inside. I think I was actually done taking a shower because I came in and took a shower. I was out of the shower, I believe, by 12:08. So I pretty much finished everything up in the morning. And then when I was done with that, I was like, well, okay, I'm gonna eat something. So I made myself something to eat. I came in here and edited one vlog, and also uploaded as well. And then I took care of, I told you guys too, I was like, I'm going to try and get to the dishes and laundry last night so that I wouldn't have as much or, you know, hardly any to get to today. And so I had very little that I had to get to, just a little bit of sorting some clothes. And I actually did wind up doing the 2 loads of laundry just because everything was already sorted. So I just threw the stuff in the washing machine in the morning, actually, before I even went out to go and do gardening. And then threw that stuff then later in the dryer, and then threw another load in the washing machine, and then distributed all of the stuff that was in the dryer into people's different bins so that they can take care of it, and then threw that second load in the dryer. So I was able to get all of that stuff done again because I kind of prepared myself to be able to do it today, from last night. And then the dishes too, I unloaded and loaded up the dishwasher last night, but the dishwasher wasn't completely filled, so I didn't run it last night. I ended up I didn't have enough actually to run it until later in the afternoon. Around the time I was preparing dinner tonight, I ended up doing some of my produce prep stuff. I cut up a pineapple, cauliflower, and then also the salad for this week. So while I was doing that, I washed some of the old Tupperware that was in the fridge. I cleared out a couple of leftover containers and threw that stuff in the dishwasher and got that all taken care of. So like I said, I again prepared myself so it was easier to get done today, and just a couple little things that had to be loaded up in there so I could run it with the full load. So it made that kind of easy, but I got to all that stuff today again, and then like I said, I edited, and then while I was actually watching the Cubs game, I edited the second vlog for today, and also did my lesson as well. So I believe the Cubs don't play tomorrow. They play again on Wednesday, and that's their final like preseason summer camp you know, game, and then I believe their official first game to the season is on Friday, which is pretty cool. So it's so weird though to like be saying that in like, you know, late July, or no, what is it, mid-July? What is today's date? I don't even know. Mid-July, I guess. But yeah, so it's like I said, really weird to be saying that it is like, you know, July and they're just starting on Friday, you know, without having like a long spring training and, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's super weird too, guys, like not seeing like people in the stands and stuff like that. It's just really weird too. And so I guess what the other thing that they do is that they are pumping like crowd noises into the stadium. I think it's so that the players still have the illusion that it's actual like game and stuff like that, not just like practice and whatever. Because that's the thing for me too. I was like, it would be weird, not even as a fan watching it on TV, but like, you know, as like a player, you know, like that has to be really weird, because I think your mindset is like, you know, like not having that background noise. I think just being so accustomed to that would be like an insanely weird thing, you know, like not having cheering when something good happens or booing when something bad happens, you know, even if it's not in your favor, depending on if you're at home or away or whatever and stuff like that. But, you know, just like the distraction, I think too, and, you know, kind of being able to, I don't know, like just like zone that kind of stuff out too. Like not having it, I think would be, like I said, really weird. So I think for the mental aspect of it, I believe that's why they're still having the not only are they doing like the cheers and the boos and stuff like that, but they're actually having just like background noise pumped into the stadium as well, like background crowd noise. So it was really weird too, because yesterday when we were watching it, I was like, I hear something on the TV, and I was like, and I can't really tell what that is. And at first me and my dad were like, is it a really long plane just going over? Because it doesn't sound like, every once in a while like you'll hear like one person's like voice really loud or something like that, or, you know, somebody making a joke or laughing, or, you know, somebody yelling about something. And sometimes you can even actually make out like the distinctive words that they're saying. Sometimes it just sounds like noise, you know, and stuff like that when you're watching it on TV. And so that's why like just having like that like hum without like any sort of like high pitched and like, you know, that it's sort of changing is even weirder to me. I feel like than having it, but at the same time too, I guess, you know, for the players, again, that kind of mental thing is good to have. But it's like I said, it's just really, really weird right now. But I'm definitely happy that baseball is back. I believe hockey will be back on just for the playoffs. I think with the Blackhawks are in I think at the end of this month, or maybe like in 2 weeks or something like that. I think it was like a little ways off from when baseball was supposed to be starting. And then basketball as well, I believe they are starting around the same time as hockey, maybe too, but there's like, you know, just the Bulls aren't in it, so it's kind of like, I don't totally, it's not that big of a deal to me. Like, I'll probably watch it, but you know, I'm super excited. Like, baseball to me is like, I don't know, it's just like, I'd come in from like gardening, like, you know, that was just kind of my thing for like the last 3 summers now. I'd come in from gardening, and, you know, maybe there'd be like an afternoon game on or something like that, and I just, you know, edit vlogs or watch, you know, baseball games, and, you know, kind of just do something for myself and things like that. And I was like, I don't have that. Today I did, which was awesome, but I only gardened actually or had to weed the flower beds one other time so far this year. And they weren't actually that bad. For some weird reason, there was a ton of crabgrass growing in the flower beds, and I don't really know why it was. We didn't really have so many weeds. It seemed like it was crabgrass, and like there was a lot. Like we'd have like sporadic weeds that I was clearing out and stuff like that, but it seemed like it was more like crabgrass. Like there was this whole one section where it was just crabgrass, and it was like horrible. And then like I don't even know, like normally the creeping Charlie's kind of bad, but it didn't even seem as bad as the crabgrass that was growing. And I don't know how or why it got into the flower beds, but that wasn't really ever a problem like in the last like 2 years really, other than like when I first weeded the flower beds after years of them not being touched. And so like, I mean, there was grass in there was all kinds of stuff, and you know, all kinds of weeds, but mainly you know, not like last year. I don't think there was hardly any grass. Like every once in a while maybe there was like a little piece, and again I pull it up, but nothing like the amount that was like, I mean, it was like literally a blanket of like actual like lawn in like a part of the one part specifically, and in a couple of other places too. And again, I don't know if like maybe it's because the conditions are right this year for it to be you know, or maybe we have a lot more crabgrass in our lawn and that's why it's like seeding itself into the flower beds. I don't totally know. Jack actually just yesterday, was it yesterday, I think? Yeah, well, it was raining. He actually put some, because we can only really do it in the front yard because there's not really a lot of safe like weed and feed for the backyard, at least not that we have. I think I looked into one type that was safe for like pets and stuff like that we could do in the backyard, but in the front yard we ended up adding, Jack did a like a insect sort of mix, and then also too I put in some of the main part, which was like the crabgrass and weed and feed sort of thing. And so he ended up doing the whole front yard yesterday, and we wanted to do it while it was actually like raining or right before it was raining, hoping to get it in before it rained, but Jack kind of got stuck in the rain for a little while, just so that we don't have to water it afterwards, because if it rains hard enough it will not blow away. Like, you know, you're supposed to water grass seed and stuff like that afterwards, not only for the fact that it's supposed to be watered so that it can take effect, but so that it also doesn't blow. So that was kind of the whole point too with doing like weed and feed and stuff like that as well, is the fact that it doesn't blow all over the place. So we had him do it yesterday while it was actually raining. So he got that done, which was another like little added bonus in our lawnscaping and all that kind of stuff. Landscaping, the lawnscaping. And you know, all of our, again, the front yard right now looks really pretty because Matthew actually mowed the lawn. Like I said, the bushes got trimmed, and I weeded all the flower beds too. So it all looks really nice and just like new now too, and fresh. So, and I got a lot of flowers that have been blooming lately too in the flower beds, which has been really cool. So we have a lot of variety, which is awesome. I love seeing like different plants and stuff like that. It's not just like, oh, we have all of one kind of flower or something like that. It's a lot of different stuff, and a lot of really colorful stuff too. It's not like, oh, just green hostas everywhere, you know, and stuff like that, and stuff that's like super easy to maintain, you know, that doesn't require a whole lot. And because we don't have a lot of shade, we actually can't have a lot of that, but because we have so much sun, we can have a lot of sun-loving plants, which a lot of times, what I've noticed too is that they tend to be more vibrant in color than I think a lot of shade plants are. So the fact that we have no trees is a good thing, is that all of our plants love it and they do really well in that. It's just, I mean, obviously we have to have more water, you know, it has to be watered more often because it does get so hot and dry in the sun. But with mulch and stuff like that, it's a good thing. And it actually, this year, although I think we might break one of the like records for like how hot it's supposed to be, but we've actually had a pretty consistent rain. Like we haven't gone like, you know, weeks and weeks without rain. It's been pretty much like every week, or maybe every other week at least, we'll get like some rain. So today was nice, which was why I wanted to get out early. Again, it was cooler and it wasn't supposed to rain, although it was kind of muddy a little bit from the rain yesterday. But I think tomorrow and throughout the rest of the week, it's supposed to kind of be like on and off rain, maybe not rain and stuff like that. So anyways, guys, I'm so happy I got so much stuff done for today. And tomorrow I will get to the bathroom cleaning and maybe just like do that, but take it a little bit easier too, because I was like, I am sore from like pulling all those weeds out too, because again, I only did it once and didn't realize that maybe I should have done it one other time a little earlier. But you know, that's why it was just a little bit more taxing, but only actually like 2 to 3 hours was not bad at all, because sometimes I'd only get through one bed in that amount of time, like in the past years. Well, it wasn't as well maintained and stuff wasn't as mature. So now that again our plants taken over, they're doing awesome and helping to keep the weeds out because they are so much more mature. It's really good. So anyways, guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshine faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.